The state capital, Austin, just passed a law that allows the homeless to set up camp in the city. Joining us now is Mackowiak with the Potomac Strategy Group. Tax-paying residents can't be very happy about that. Are they?
No, there's been a firestorm since the city council took this action. We all have compassion for homeless people in our city, but panhandling has gone up. The homeless population has been swelling. And downtown's overrun with this problem. And the city council, for some reason, decided to pass an ordinance that says they can basically camp anywhere on public property. That doesn't just include parks. It includes sidewalks in front of businesses and even in front of private homes. You could literally wake up one morning and find homeless people camping on the sidewalk in front of your home, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. So the Austin Police Association is very worried about this, opposes it. Taxpayers are obviously very frustrated. This threatens our tourism industry. It's entirely unwise. Thankfully, our governor, Greg Abbott, has said the legislature will overturn this, but we're not in legislative session for another almost 2 years, I guess a year and a half, early 2021. So we're going to have to suffer through this for some time unless the city wakes up.
Well, it not only threatens your commerce, it threatens your health. I mean, there are reasons why civilizations were born, and one of those reasons is to make it so that people can live together without getting sick. But when you allow for public, you say camping, that's a nice word for it because we have to be clear about it because it's happening in L.A. People defecating on the streets lead to typhus, and that's what's happening in L.A. Typhus used to be something that you would only see in third world countries. I used to cover the third world. I'd see typhus occasionally in the worst countries. Now we're seeing it in Los Angeles, and you may be seeing it in Austin.
No, that's exactly right. And if you think about what we need, we obviously want to try to identify homeless individuals who have mental health or drug and alcohol abuse problems, get them the help they need, and then try to transition the rest of the homeless population so they can be self-sufficient, so they can get, start working and start building their own life. This is not a way to do that. They need to be in homeless shelters. They need to be safe and protected. Right. But unfortunately, I think Austin is looking at that model of San Francisco or Los Angeles and trying to emulate it, and that's a terrible mistake.
Or Bradley, New York. Now, in New York, you have in Columbus Circle, most people who know New York know Columbus Circle. I want to go to Bradley on this. It's essentially a tent city without tents. Yep. You go there in the morning and you see. Now, in order to get to the Time Warner building, which has a lot of shops and a lot of commerce in Time Warner, tourists who come to Manhattan usually walk through Columbus Circle, and they have nice flowers, they have fountains and everything, but you don't want to walk through it when there are homeless people stinking up the place and sometimes grabbing on your pants leg to get money from you because they're very aggressive panhandling that's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think
that hurts commerce.
It does. I think what often happens is city councils in these different cities, whether it's Austin or L.A. or New York or whatever, they kind of mean well, but they can't see the forest for the trees, right? To your point earlier about de Blasio having spending up by 30%, there's not always a real conception of what generates wealth, what pays the taxes, what allows things to actually happen. And if you don't understand any of the inputs, then you don't really you don't understand how it affects the outputs. And I think in this case, yeah, they might mean well, but as a result, they're ultimately hurting city residents who need fire services, police services, schools. I mean, at the end of the day, the money comes from something else, whether we lose tax revenue through less tourism, less jobs, or just more and more spending on things that don't work.
Hey, Matt, I want to thank you very much. I want to bring Bradley back in and talk about